All right, Nick, let's talk about the Texas Longhorns. This is a team that has been building its offseason hype more and more by the second, really. But we have a story today about a young guy who really is impressing. He is a big time transfer, and I think this guy is going to be huge for the Longhorns coming into this season.
Miles, there's no doubt about it. There's a lot of momentum behind this Longhorns program, both in the locker room and, of course, outside of it. And that involves, of course, you, the fans, the Texas Longhorns, which is why right now, week one, a few short days away, now's your last chance. Give us your prediction for the Longhorns record for the 2023 campaign. You've seen all of camp, you've seen all of offseason, all of spring ball, you've seen all the transfers, you've seen all the recruits. Now's your chance. Give us your final prediction for the Texas Longhorns 2023 season in the comment section below. But all right, Miles, what you got? What's the latest out of Austin?
Yeah, Nick, when Steve Sarkisian came to build this team this past offseason, he thinks about the big picture. When you need a championship caliber team, you need championship caliber players. So he went out and got a guy who's from a championship caliber program. Of course, we're talking about Adonai Mitchell from Georgia, the wide receiver. This guy looks to be phenomenal. He came in out of high school as a 3-star, and now he was the number one wide receiver, number 3 player in the transfer portal this offseason. So he has developed quite nicely in becoming a big time addition to the Texas roster. But let's get on into the story and then we'll talk a little bit more about it after that. It says he is expected to be a huge part of the Texas office throughout the 2023 season. Of course, talking about Mitchell. Head coach Steve Sarkisian got somebody who's familiar with playing on the big stage while at Georgia. Now he wants Mitchell to bring the same mentality to Austin. Xavier Worthy will feature as a star name for Longhorns, and rightfully so. He was a breakout star as a true freshman before dipping slightly in 2022. However, Worthy hopes to get back to form and connect well with quarterback Quinn Ewers. Big things are planned for a wide receiver. Mitchell is an incredible second option, if you even call him that. In 4 college football playoff games in a Georgia uniform, he scored a touchdown in all 4. 2 of them wound up being game-winning scores, most recently being the semifinal against Ohio State this past season. So, Nick, this guy's no stranger to the big moment. He's no stranger to being under pressure. He is a true go-to guy, and this is the second option on Texas's wide receiver cast. So I think Quinn Ewers is going to have his pick of the litter when it comes to who he wants to throw to this year. I think Adonai Mitchell looks to be a huge pickup, and he's already looking really, really strong. What do you think about this, and what does this mean for the Texas program as a whole?
Look, we talk about it on the show all the time. One of our big tenets that we hit on is that top flight elite level college programs are behaving more and more like NFL franchises in terms of how they build their rosters and their overall strategy. That's just the way it is in major college football these days. And one of the things we see a lot in the NFL for an up and coming talented team is in the offseason, that up and coming talented team will go out and get a veteran player who's been on a championship team, right? You've got a young team that's getting better and better. You just want to add a guy who's been in those big moments, a clutch performer, a guy to come in and get on your squad and understand and you know, kind of get them to understand how to win in those big moments, how to handle those big opportunities. Because look, I know this is Texas, obviously one of the true blue bloods in college football history. But as we all know, it's been a long time since they've been competing for national titles, for competing for a chance to win national titles. I think they beat Georgia, I think, in one of the big bowls a few years ago. I think their last major bowl victory. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think it's been a long time since they had a really big victory. This is a guy in Mitchell who literally a few months ago was catching game-winning touchdowns in college football playoff games. This is a guy who played on back-to-back national titles for the Georgia Bulldogs. He can come in and get with the players at the locker room level and kind of help guide them through those big moments, those big situations, how you handle it, how you keep an even keel when things go against you. Because look, this Longhorns team, it's talented. Coach Sarkisian said in a recent interview with The Athletic that this may be the most talented team out of the years he's been on there, the most talented team and the most ready to win now team as well. The one issue with them is, are they going to be able to handle those big opportunities? They had Alabama beat last year. They should have beat Alabama last year. They just couldn't get it done in the clutch moments. A guy like Mitchell can give them that final piece to handle those opportunities to win those big games. I think I agree with this report right here, in which I think Mitchell is going to be huge in those moments, either in game and also pre-game, to help the players, help the locker room, everyone understand how to handle themselves when those opportunities are there. Because frankly, on paper, this is the best team in the Big 12, and they have a real shot to go to the college football playoff.
Yeah, Nick, and as always, you were correct. The last win was Texas 28-21 over Georgia in the Sugar Bowl.
Yep.
2018. So quite a while, about 5 years or so ago. But this is a team that I think is really on fire, Nick. They're coming in and we talk about, the big things coming. This is a team moving to the SEC. And what do? You go out and get SEC level talent. And that is
That's
what
a
you
great
need to
point.
have. We talk about it all the time. What are the two things that you need? On offense, you got to have an elite level quarterback. On defense, to counteract that, you got to have elite level corners or pass rush to get and affect the quarterback. Well, how do you counteract great corner play? You have to go out and get multiple high end wide receivers. So Texas, they know what they're doing. They're coming into this SEC with a really smart game plan. But this season, last season in Big 12, they look really, really good. And I would be floored if they do not come out as Big 12 champs this year. They look really strong. I think this Texas program is marching in the right direction.